So, you want a tone so you can play all your favorite Ghost songs off of Impera. Well, you come to the right place, because that's exactly what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to dial in a tone for Impera. You're probably thinking, Nick, why would you do another video on this? You've done 2 videos on how to get Ghost guitar tones. And it's because I love Ghost, and you guys wanted Impera, and I love you guys. So that's what we're gonna do today. Now, before we start, there's a couple prerequisites you're gonna need to get just the general ballpark of a Ghost guitar tone, but I really recommend you go back and watch either my Meliora one that came out last week, or the one that came out 2 years ago, because they both have the same, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? General list of stuff you're gonna wanna use to get the overall sound. And they still apply to today, mainly. We're just going for a different type of Ghost sound, because if you think about it, Impera and Prequel are a little more modern sounding, they're a little more compressed, whereas the first 3 albums, Meliora, Opus, and Infestissimum, they have like a vintage 70s kind of vibe to it. Meliora is kind of like the middle ground between the two. When we played Ghost back in, I don't know, 2016, we would go for less mids. Nope, I said that wrong, that's a spoiler. We want more mids and less gain. And now for Impera, it's kind of the opposite. We want more gain, not a whole lot, a smidgen more, and less mids. Again, not a whole lot more, just like notch it down from 6 to 5. Impera is the yin to Meliora's yang, and that's what we're going with today. If you think about it, it makes sense. That modern production, you have drums and bass and vocals slamming you right in the mix, like right here. The guitars don't have as much space that they can take up. Whereas in the vintage stuff, you get away. Well, Infestissimum was just bass and drums and clipping out the wazoo. That aside, it's a more modern mix. I'm using a Helix, but you can use any sort of model that you want. I invite you to come along with me as I dial in a guitar tone I find suitable to play songs off of Impera. Let's get to it. We're gonna get the Impera tone now. I already have something on here, not Impera, because I shot this whole video. That light just died. Yeah, I did this entire video and accidentally deleted the whole video, but that's okay, because I was listening back and I don't really like the tone all that much. So we're gonna go from there. I want to talk about a couple things while I'm tuning my instrument back up. There's a decent amount of info that we can look up for the Impera tone, because the guitarist, the guy from Opeth, Frederick, interviewed by Guitar World in like the spring of 2022 about the gear they use, and it comes down to a couple different amps and a couple different guitars. I think it's 12 guitars through 4 amps, which is excessive, but I mean, it's, you know, it's a modern Def Leppard album, so it makes sense. For the rhythm stuff, seems to be a combination of the Friedman, B, E, whatever, and a Mesa Boogie Mark V that Tobias Forge owns. We are gonna go with the Friedman, just because I think a Friedman has a nice blend of clarity, but it also gets that high gain drive that we're looking for. We already have the Friedman dial-up. Placater, like plaque, like the stuff that's on my teeth right now. That is like the base of it. And I want to give a shout out to my commenter, Zach Wild. I think that's what you're playing off of, Zach Wild. He watched the last video, the Meliora one, that I told you guys you should go watch before this one, because there's some basic info that you need in that. And he said I can save a lot of DSP by using this dual cab instead of the single cab, which if you go up here, it's a single cab. What I had done in the past, like forever, is I had used 2 single cabs, and I will never do that again. Thank you so much, Zach. Little different setup, because this is more modern sounding. I have a British vintage 30s, which is like a Marshall cab with vintage 30s in it, I'm assuming. Same mic setup. We got the 57 and the 421. That's what they are. Nothing's changed. I have the high cuts on because I am very sensitive to treble. This is our bass tone right now. There we go. At least in my in-ears, that's a pretty good start. But we can tweak it. I would like a little more articulation. What I would like to do now is play a little bit with the EQ. I'm going to dial down that treble just all the way down just to see what happens. And I think that's too dark, so we got to bring some of that treble back in, obviously. But let's go all the way up. I'm taking the sacrifice for you, so you don't have to do this. This is going to really, really hurt. Not as bad as I thought, but it is very harsh, so we're not going to do that. And then we're going to bring back to 5. And find a nice middle ground. I want to try bringing it to like 3. 3 seems to be the magic number. Again, I filmed this video before, and I kind of know what I'm going for. You don't know that. Well, yeah, you do, because I just told you that. And then I mistakenly deleted the entire Final Cut session, including the folder that all the raw footage was in. So now we're doing this again. Let's bring some of this mid-range down, because I think it's a little too mid-range heavy. Now I'm hearing like a lot of articulation that I want to hear. I'm going to play with the gain on the mic, just so it's like, because this mic is picking up my picking. So I'm going to take it out real quick so you guys can hear what it sounds like without like the actual pick attack from the microphone. I want to try something because I'm not getting the articulation I'd necessarily like, but they did mention that they used an MXR, what's it called, the fat sugar pedal or something like that, which is essentially a Klon circuit. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to back the gain down to 4, and I'm going to put that Klon that we like, that we use for Meliora, we're going to put that on here. So now, without the Klon, we have this. I'll do 20s this time. Now, with the Klon, just how it comes preset, we have this. I think that's a little bit more. I'm going to turn the microphone off one more time. That's definitely in the right direction. Again, I'm going to play around with the gain, so I'm going to take all the gain out. So now this is no gain, it's just a tone knob. And now I'm going to turn the gain all the way to 10. And this is a trick you can use to get a feel for. Okay, first off, that sounds horrendous. Let's take that off real quick. This trick I'm doing right now is just a way for you to like sweep the extremes. This is not my original idea. I think I stole this from like Glenn Fricker or something. But you sweep the spectrum of frequencies you're dealing with, or in this case, gain, and then you get like a general idea of how it'll affect the sound, and then you go towards which side you like better. Then you have half of it to steal from. So this is now going to be stupid. We're not going to actually use this. Just so you can hear what the gain sounds like all the way up. We have this. Feedback 6. And that is a stupid amount of gain. So we're going to go back to 5. I'm actually going to bring it down to like 3.5 preemptively. 3.6 to be precise. I think this is more in the ballpark. It's pretty chunky. I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to listen through my monitors just so you can make any corrections, because sometimes these in-ears are not necessarily indicative. I don't know if that's the right word. Indicative of what we're hearing front of house. I like that through my speaker. I mean, I think it sounds pretty good. It's definitely a lot tighter and punchier than the Meliora sound is. Let's EQ this guy so we can get out of here. Just for funsies, we're gonna bring out some of this stuff. Some of these higher end frequencies that aren't really captured in front of house. And then we do that. I'm gonna boost 2K. just a smidgen. Let's take out a hair of 2.5. So now we're gonna A/B that. So we have. I don't know why I'm playing Kiss the Go-Go now. I should be playing something from Impera. And now if I want to just clean it up a little bit, we get... So it's pretty simple, I think. Didn't do a whole lot. I did, you know, I'm going to test with the Grisenia because this does have high output pickup. So give me 1 second. All right, so oh yeah, this was in Drop C. I did actual like griftwood and stuff on it earlier. I'm going to cut to myself filming an outro because I'm so brain dead and don't want to work on it right now. But so yeah, you'll see this video probably on Friday the 6th. Is that what it is? Yeah. No, it's not the 6th. It's the 9th. It's the funny number. I like this, and I'm excited to use it live because last weekend I used the Meliora tone twice, and I thought it was a little thin. The cover band I play with is just me on guitar, and Ghost has 2 guitars. So if you think about it, these are all quad tracked in the studio. So I'm trying to capture a sound that's not really doable with just one guitar. So I'm excited to try out this Impera sound and see how it translates to a live setting over Meliora. The Meliora one was great. It just wasn't as high gain as I would have liked. And, you know, not that I'm playing anything ridiculous with the top 40 cover band, but I do like to heavy some stuff up. So I'm curious to see how this one works. But that's the video, guys. If you learned something from it and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. I'm really trying to take this channel seriously again in the year 2024. And if you have any tips on how you dial in your guitar tone when you play Ghost songs, leave them in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you do, and I'm sure everybody else is too, because not everybody uses this setup. Let us know in the comments. I think it'd be fun. Woo! I gotta do YouTuber voice. Oh man, gotta do YouTuber voice. I don't do anything but YouTuber voice right now. But we're gonna do it. This is at the end of the video, so if you made it this far, you can see that everything on here is a charade. It's all smoke and mirrors.